MAGA tears are running once again here in Minnesota because Minnesota refuses to hand over the voting registration list to the Department of Justice. Let's talk about it. On June 25th, the Department of Justice wrote to Minnesota inquiring about their compliance with the Help America Vote Act. The Help America Vote Act has been around since 2002. It was passed under the George W. Bush presidency. Minnesota has been in compliance with this law for some time. The DOJ came in on June 25th, sent a letter, and requested a bunch of information regarding HAVA, including things like how is the voter roll kept, how is it maintained, what are the security measures, and then on top of that, the DOJ said, we want your voter roll. Minnesota Secretary of State wrote back, sharing how they are in compliance with registration, security, and maintenance of the voter roll here in Minnesota. Now, when it came to handing over Minnesotans' voter registration information, the Minnesota Secretary of State said no, because we would be breaking not only Minnesota state law, but federal law on how we secure voter rolls. This is federal law. We would break federal law if we handed this over to you without a legal reason. If Minnesota has broken a law, you need to go through the proper course of action to get those voter rolls. You need to sue us so that you can get these voter rolls. We're not just gonna hand them over to you because we would be breaking the law. Now, of course, the Department of Justice only sent these letters to blue states and swing states. Because, clearly red states, they don't violate the Help America Vote Act ever. And of course, MAGA and Republicans, conservative, whatever you want to call them these days, are all up in arms being like, what does Minnesota have to hide? You know, they're undocumented immigrant lovers. And it's just like, first of all, that's racist, okay? No undocumented immigrant is coming to this country and the first thing that they're going to do is register to vote and then go vote. Because it's illegal for a non-citizen to vote. It's illegal. And they would risk their citizenship, they would risk deportation, and they would get a massive fine. Undocumented immigrants do not vote. It's been proven time and time again. But they're not going to see past their racism. What bothers me the most is conservative MAGA people's demand for a state to continuously violate federal and state law to appease a president. That is fascism. That is not democracy. We have our state laws. They're in compliance with federal law. And until the federal government can prove that we have violated federal law, voter rolls stay in Minnesota.